All right. Hey guys, my name is TechnoTuner, and today I'm bringing to you my Genesis test hands video for Black Rose Dragon Adventure. This way I can show you a little bit more about the deck, on the combos that you can establish, the plant lock you can establish, and further playthroughs on how you can further interact with your opponent and prevent them from really just beating over your stuff, but also being able to utilize the Black Rose effect to really just nuke board or banish graveyard using Ruddy Rose or anything like that. Just showing you several different plays and aspects that you can utilize when playing this deck. This deck has a lot of capability for burn damage, beating over and doing a lot more battle damage, nuking your opponent's board to get further stuff that is troublesome off the board that you don't have to worry about, while also maintaining your own board presence. So let's go ahead and hop right into this, and I'll show you a couple hands going first and then the final one going second of what this deck can do. So first up, we're going to go ahead and draw our 5 cards, which is Black Rose Garden, Vengeful Witch, Cyclos the Circular Sprite, Cactus Bouncer, and Twilight Rose Black Knight. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and first activate the Black Rose Garden, adding us a Rose Dragon monster from our deck or graveyard to our hand. We're going to add the Red Rose Dragon, in which we'll go ahead and normal summon it. We'll normal summon that, and then special summon the Vengeful Witch. Since we control a card that mentions Black Rose in its card text, we can special summon this, and then we're going to synchro off here with Red Rose and Vengeful Witch. Going into a level 7, that level 7 going to be Circle of Fairies. Since it was used as synchro material, we can use Red Rose effect to special summon a Rose Dragon. We'll go ahead and get us a Rox Rose Dragon. Rox Rose effect, when it is special summon, you can add 1 card that mentions Black Rose Dragon from your deck to your hand. In this case, we'll go ahead and get us a White Rose Dragon, so we can further our combo as we need. Next, we'll go ahead and activate the effect of Vengeful Witch. Since we control a synchro monster on the field, and this card is in the graveyard, we can discard 1 card, special summon plant monster with 1500 or less defense from our deck, and I'm going to discard Cyclos Sprite, the Circular Sprite, for cost. Then we're going to special summon our other copy of Twilight Rose Black Knight. When this hits the board, if you control a synchro monster, plant monsters you control gain 1000 attack, but we're not really worried about that. We're worried about the other effect. If this card is normal special summon, we can summon 1 Black Rose Dragon or 1 level 4 or lower plant monster from our graveyard, but negates effects. You can target 1 other plant monster you control, increase or decrease its level by 1. In this case, we're going to decrease Vengeful Witch's level by 1, and then synchro for 6. Going into Rage Rose Witch. Rage Rose Witch has the effect on summon, and then since a card was summoned that is a plant, we can special summon Cyclos from the graveyard. It's just banished if it leaves the field. So we'll do Cyclos as 2, Rage Rose Witch as 1. Then we'll go ahead and send, after we summon the Cyclos, we will send to our graveyard a Spore and a Garden Rose Maiden. Next, we'll activate the effect of Cyclos, discarding the White Rose Dragon to get us a insect or plant tuner from our deck, in which we'll get Variant the Circular Sorcerer. We'll next special summon Variant the Circular Sorcerer, since we control a plant or insect in the graveyard, and then synchro for 7. Going directly into our Bramble Rose Dragon. We'll next utilize the effect of Garden Rose Maiden, banishing it to summon from our graveyard a White Rose Dragon. And then we'll synchro with Rock Rose and White Rose, since they're both technically plants and are level 7s. We can either go into Black Rose Moonlight Dragon or another Bramble Rose. If you're looking for more further damage, I recommend Bramble Rose. And then we could trigger White Rose Dragon effect, where you can send a level 4 or higher plant monster from your deck to the graveyard. We are not going to worry with it, but we do still have the normal summon left over from Circle the Fairies, so this is where we're going to normal summon Cactus Bouncer. While we control another plant monster, our opponent cannot special summon monsters, and it cannot be special summoned. So we've just normal summoned, we've plant locked the board, and we prevent our opponent from special summoning any other monsters. So while this card is really great, we've basically full board locked our opponent. We have to where if they activate a monster effect, we burn them for 1200 and make them lose 1200 attack, because these will each trigger for 600 each. The fun fact of this for Circle of Fairies, though, is when a monster is destroyed by battle involving your insect or plant monster, when another monster is destroyed by and sent to the graveyard, you can target one of those destroyed monsters and inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its attack, then gain life points equal to its damage inflicted to your opponent. So basically, you're going to do further burn damage and gain life. So overall, you have full board lock, you've turned everything into plants, and you have a quick effect of tributing the Bramble Rose if it gets too much of a problem. To go into Black Rose, everything is still technically a plant on your side of the board, where you can go and when this card is Synchro Summon, destroy all cards on the field. Black Rose Garden turns everything on the board into plants. Rage Rose Witch protects all your plants from being destroyed by card effects. So you would destroy Black Rose Garden, nuke their board, and inflict not just 2400, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plants, I believe. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants. Excuse me, I miscounted because I keep getting confused with the dragons being as plants. But you have 6, so you're already doing 3k damage to your opponent based off of the cards in your graveyard and banishment, plus the 24 from it being destroyed by Black Rose. And you still have the special summon lock. Well, you can't even special summon if Cactus Bouncer's on there, so you'd have to still keep that. But if Cactus Bouncer leaves due to battle damage, you can then Black Rose with Bramble Rose, being able to tribute it during the main phase. So if they go to main phase 2, you tribute it, special summon Black Rose, nuke their board. But either way, you still have board lock overall. So you wouldn't even be able to do the Black Rose board, but you're still sitting pretty with this whole aspect of the deck either way. Just note that when you do the Cactus Bouncer lock, you do have to be careful because it does prevent you from special summoning as well. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that test hand. Let's go ahead and take a look at us doing another one going first. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at our next going first hand. So we got Basil Rose Shoot, Black Rose Garden, Rite of Armaseer, Vengeful Witch, and Cyclos the Circular Sprite. So from here, we're going to first activate Rite of Armaseer. This way we can further get our monster effects on protection. So we're going to go ahead and activate it. Activate a Fateful Adventure from deck. Then we're going to activate Fateful Adventure, discarding Cyclos to get a Wandering Griffin Rider. And then we'll special summon the Wandering Griffin Rider. Fateful Adventure will then trigger, giving us a Dracoback, the Rideable Dragon. Next, we'll go ahead and activate Black Rose Garden, getting us a Red Rose Dragon, in which we'll go ahead and then special summon using Basil Rose Shoot to special summon Red Rose Dragon. Red Rose Dragon is now on the board, and we don't have to worry about activating effects, but we can special summon Vengeful Witch. We'll activate Vengeful Witch effect to special summon it. Synchro with these two. Since they're both technically plants, go into a level 7. We'll go into our Bramble Rose Dragon. Red Rose Dragon effect to allow me to special summon one Rose Dragon from our deck, which would be Rox Rose. Rox Rose on special summon allows me to get another Rose Dragon. We're going to get the White Rose Dragon. Since we control another Rose Dragon, we're going to special summon the White Rose to the Rox Rose. And then Synchro Summon for another level 7. In this case, we'll go ahead and do another Bramble Rose if we really want to. In this case, probably be the safest option. So we got 2 burns as well. The other thing that we could have utilized is instead we could have just left Rocks Rose on board if you wanted to setting up further interaction with your opponent. So you can set Rocks Rose and then activate the effect of Vengeful Witch in the graveyard, triggering its effect to special summon one by discarding Dracoback, to discard and summon a plant with 1500 attack or less. In this case, we would want to, 1500 defense or less from your deck. In this case, we would go ahead and we either special summon Rose Princess or Twilight Rose Black Knight. In this case, we're going to go ahead and get us a Twilight Rose Black Knight. This way, we don't have to really worry about its effect, but we're giving our plant monsters a boosted attack, but we're going to synchro, so we wouldn't be able to do that. I'm sorry, I messed that up. We would have to, since Rocks Rose is a tuner, then utilize going into Rose Princess. So we would special summon the Rose Princess instead. That was my fault. But we would special summon Rose Princess, synchro with these two into our Rage Rose Witch. Rage Rose Witch effect, allowing us to send one, in which we'll go ahead and send the Garden Rose Maiden from our deck, or extra deck, and then send from our actual deck to the graveyard a copy of Cyclos. We'll next go ahead and utilize the effect of Black Rose, tributing it to special summon a Black Rose Dragon, being able to nuke board here. We're going to burn then, because Black Rose Garden effect, for 2400 off base, since it was destroyed by Black Rose Garden, plus 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 damage. So we're doing 3k damage already. Then we can follow up and set up more burn by banishing Garden Rose Maiden to resummon the Bramble Rose Dragon. So we've already been able to keep everything on board. And yes, I know you're like, well, how did Rite of Armaseer and Wandering Griffin Rider stay on board? Since Black Rose Garden was on board, it gave it protection because they were plants, and Rage Rose Witch protects all plants on the board on your side from being destroyed by card effects. And next we have White Rose Dragon for follow-up on the next turn if they get over any of our monsters. But here's the other thing that I did forget, is that if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one adventure token you control and equip this target to it. So you could have equipped Dracoback to it if you had it. If you didn't, what you could have done was set it and then activate it once it's basically popped, so it will come back re-equipped to Rite of Armaseer. So right there you have the bounce, you have the Griffin Rider negate, you have burning for 600 and lowering their attack by 600 for each monster effect, and you've got a few other procs because you can still do the Bramble Rose effect during your opponent's turn as a quick effect tribute during the main phase, and Black Rose the entire board. So outside of that, going first hand, let's go ahead and see what we could do going second. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what our going second hand would be. So we got White Rose Cloister, Basil Rose Shoot, Rose Princess, Rocks Rose Dragon, Vengeful Witch, and then for our 6th card, which is Cyclos, the Circular Sprite. In this case, we're going to go ahead and special summon Rose Princess, since we control no monsters, and my opponent controls a monster. We'll go ahead and special summon it. Next, we'll go ahead and activate White Rose Cloister, allowing us to special summon a Rose Dragon monster, or one plant monster from our hand. We'll special summon the Rocks Rose effect to get us a dragon, or a card that mentions Black Rose. We'll go ahead and get us the Red Rose Dragon. In this case, we'll go ahead and then special summon the Red Rose Dragon using Basil Rose Shoot. This way we don't waste our normal summon, and when we get the effect of adding a Rose Dragon later on, or something is normal summon later on, we can utilize that effect. Next, we'll go ahead and special summon the Vengeful Witch. From this, we can utilize their effect to do a couple of things, in which we're going to synchro summon here for a level 7, which will be our Circle of Fairies. Our Circle of Fairies allows us an additional normal summon of a plant, but we're going to trigger off the effect of Red Rose Dragon first, where we can special summon a dragon. Special summon one Rose Dragon. We're going to go ahead and special summon the White Rose Dragon from deck. Next, we're going to take these two and synchro for another 7 and further insulate ourselves against any kind of effects or just bouncing a card back. So in special summon, we can target level 5 or higher our opponent controls, or a card or a monster that's special summoned to our opponent's field. And target one special summon monster my opponent controls, return that target to hand. So that's perfectly fine. Up next, we'll go ahead and normal summon Cyclos. Activate we can't activate Cyclos effect, but we can still synchro summon if we would like to. In this case, since we cannot further extend, but we still have White Rose Dragon effect since it was sent off of the special summon of Black Rose. So we're going to take back the Cyclos summon real quick, so I can, because that's a mandatory effect, to send a level 4 or higher plant from deck to grave. We will go ahead and send a Cyclos itself. Next, we'll go ahead and activate Vengeful Witch effect instead, because there's a way we can do this and still further trigger effects. We'll discard the Cyclos, special summon a Twilight Rose Black Knight, which will further allow us to revive the Vengeful Witch. We'll next synchro summon into 6. Going into our Rage Rose Witch effect, and Cyclos effect engrave to summon itself. So Cyclos is 2, Rage Rose Witch is 1, sending Garden Rose Maiden from extra deck, and then another card we want in our graveyard from the deck. We'll go ahead and send the Spore. Next, we'll go ahead and do Cyclos and Rose Princess into Bramble Rose. And then we'll utilize Bramble Rose effect, tributing itself during the main phase. Summon Black Rose Dragon, nuke the rest of the board. Then use Garden Rose Maiden effect in the graveyard. Summon back the Bramble Rose. That way we have capability of swinging out for 24, 24, and 24. So 24 times 2 is 48, plus an additional 24, that's 72. And then 22, that puts you at 94. So that's 9,400 points of damage directly at your opponent, which is insane. Also, the Cyclos would be destroyed or banished as well, since it was sent to the graveyard. But either way, you've basically filled up your board, and that's just off of like 3 spells and 2 monsters. But being able to get those effects off really did help in being able to set up the board. And if your opponent tries to recover, you have the bounce. If a level 5 or higher monster is special summon, you have Bramble Rose, in which if they activate a monster effect, their monsters lose 500 or 600 attack, and they take 600 points of damage. And you have the quick effect to summon another Black Rose and nuke their board. Actually, this one would be gone because it is not a plant. So still, you would still push for 24, 22, and 24. So not just game just yet, but you can still do further damage with burn damage, since they got to use monster effects anyways with Bramble Rose. but overall, that's not a bad hand either way. Does give a little bit of recovery, but if you wanted to finish the game, you could have summoned Rage Rose Witch in attack position anyways. So 24, 46, 56, 62, plus 24 is 8,600 points of damage if they haven't already taken burn damage this turn. So, outside of that, folks, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I am sorry for all the mess ups that I've had during this. I'm still learning the deck, still having some fun with it, and there's still combos in which I'm still learning. But I hope you guys did greatly enjoy this video. If you did, please go ahead, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings? Am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?